our lesson that we had last week where we were giving answers, the expressions in terms of words and words.
Ma'am, I was absent.
Oh, were you? Okay, let's see who else is in here. Langelihle, Busisi. Is it one Busisi or is it two? There's two Busisi words in here. Oh,
Which one?
okay, the other one left. Or was it your device?
Yes, ma'am, it is ma'am.
Okay, so I'm just gonna share my screen now and then we start. Just um, to take a look back at what we did last week. Are you guys able to see? Are you guys able to see?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. So this is what we did. I think it's just you that was not here. Everybody else was here. So this is what we did last week. The same instruction in words and in symbols. So it's same instruction in words and in symbols. So in words, when where there was given words, we were required to change them into symbol.
Ma'am, ma'am, I can't hear you.
Oh, guys, I didn't see that I was muted. Okay. Are you guys able to see? Guys? Guys, are you able to hear me? Okay. Guys, are you able to hear me now?
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you.
Were you able to hear me from the start or what's happening?
Ma'am, I believe I was able to hear you from the start, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So I was just explaining this. I'm not sure if UBCC was able to get this part, but yeah, that is what I was doing. So we were here with this there's an expression and we were required to say this or represent it or re-represent it um in terms of words, right? So they've given us an example over there: 5x squared minus 3x. So they said to get output number, which is this one over here. The output number, I said the output is y. So to get y or to get output number, you have to do what? You have to subtract 3 times the input. You have to subtract 3 times x, which is the input. You have to minus it from what? From the 5 times the square of the input. Square of the input is x to the power of 5. Sorry, x to the power of 2. They say 5 times x to the power of 2 because the square of what? The square of input is x, and then its square is going to be to the power of 2. And then 5 times that is the same as 5 times that, which is the same as 5x to the power of 2. So basically, that's just how they made. And then we have this one over here where we were doing where we were saying or doing what they did here. And we already did this one. So I'm just gonna try to check with Grace. Grace, how would you say this in words to get the output number? What do you do for A?
Um, I'm not sure, ma'am.
Were you not here last week?
I was, ma'am.
And why are you not sure?
Right, ma'am. All I'm supposed to do is substitute.
You are not substituting, you're representing it in words. This is in numbers, you're representing it in words.
Oh, y is equals to, no, to get the output number, you have to multiply 3 by the input number plus 5.
Okay. Um, Langelihle, same one for A.
Then may you please repeat on which one I should do?
A.
To get the answer, we should first times the output by 3 and add it by 5. Add the answer by 5. That will be our answer.
Make sure that whatever that you say is in line with this. Langelihle.
Should I say it again?
I want you to say it aligning to that. There is no to get the answer here. It's either you are getting an output or input number, okay? So you have to follow the strategy that they are using here, or follow the format that they are using here. We have input, we have outputs here. There is no answer. So I've highlighted their answer for you to follow that. Now let's try.
And is Y input or output?
Y is output, X is input.
And first you times the input by 3, then add 5. That will be your output.
Busisiwe.
Ma'am,
A.
ma'am, you want me to put it in word?
Mm-hmm.
Um, to get the outputs, you have to multiply. Hmm?
Busi. Busisiwe, I'm still here. Guys, is Busi still in here? Are you guys able to hear me? Langelihle, are you able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I can hear you.
Is Busi still in here?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So she ran away. Okay, so guys, I think we're gonna have to redo them because you guys didn't get them. I'm not sure what's happening with you guys. So you have to follow this example that they've given you over here. This shouldn't be hectic stuff, right? So they say to get what? To get the output value. So that means what are we doing here? We are trying to get the value of y. So to get it, what is it that you need to do? So after putting that statement to get the output number, you have to explain how are we going to get the value of y. What is the value of y? This thing over here, because it's equivalent or equal to y. Okay. So here they're saying to get it, you have to do what? You have to subtract 3 times the input number from what? From 5 times 5, no, times what? Wait, times the square of the input number, right? So for A, we're gonna say to get, or we're gonna write to get what? To get the output number, we have to add what? 3 times input number with what? With 5. Or and 5. We add the two, this and that. Okay. Or if you want to be specific, because the main thing again here is the specific way in which the answer or the whole thing is going to be written. If, like, for example, you give someone a word expression or word equation, they're going to be able to express it or rewrite it in terms of numbers. Okay. So if you want to be specific with the location of the expression or the equation rather, you can say to get the output value or output number, sorry, you have to add 5 to 3 times the input number. Are we happy?
Understood, ma'am.
Okay. And then if we look at B, B is y is equal to 3 times what? Times x plus 5. Or 3 into x plus 5. Who want to try that one? Dangilise, what are we going to do to get the output number for B?
Um, you said I'm supposed to explain it to you in words, correct, ma'am?
Mm-hmm.
Just give me a moment.
Okay. Grace?
To get the output number, you have to, in brackets, apply addition to the input number and 5, and then times it by 3.
What is it that we have to do?
To get the output number, in
Hmm?
brackets, you have to calculate the input plus 5 and then apply and then apply multiplication by 3.
Okay, thank you. Langelisha.
And to get the output, you have to first times the whole bracket by 3, then add both the x's in input. Am I correct, ma'am?
And what?
X's input. Am I correct, ma'am?
No. So what you need to do is say, all right, to get the output number, you have to sum what? You sum x and then multiply by 3 and then times 3. So the first thing that you need to do is to sum x and 5, or you add x and 5 and then multiply by that. So to get the output number, you have to add input number and 5, then multiply or then times by 3. Is that clear? And then for C, to get the output number, you have to do what? You have to times 5 with input value, then multiply it. Oh, sorry, then add it to 3 times the input number. Do you guys get that?
Ma'am, may you please repeat that, ma'am?
To get the output number, you have to to get the output number, you have to times what? Times 5 with input number, then add it to 3 times the input number. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am, it makes sense.
And then for D, to get the output number, you have to do what? You have to add 5 to what? 5 to 3 times the square of input number. To get the output number, for D, to get the output number, you have to add 5 to 3 times the square of input number. Are we good?
Yes, ma'am.
And then Grace, let's do E.
To get the output number, you have to multiply 3 times the input squared and 5 times the input.
You have to?
You have to apply addition to 3 times the input squared and 5 times the input.
Okay. Guys, remember that the main aim in this is to keep it as short as possible so that it doesn't confuse someone who have to write it in words, right? And let's go to F, Langelihle F. Oh, Busi is here. Let's see. Busi, you're back. Do F. Oh no, what's happening? Busi, are you there?
Yes,
F.
ma'am.
How
Mm,
would
To get the outputs, you have to multiply the input number plus, add it to 5 to,
Can you start again? I didn't hear what you said.
I said, ma'am, to get the output number, you have to multiply 3 times the input number to the input number added to 5, ma'am.
You multiply you're multiplying to what?
Ma'am, I'm multiplying 3 times the input number to the input number plus 5, ma'am.
Okay. Langelihle F.
Now, first we are going to multiply 3 and the input into the input,
Why are we
and
doing
then
mm,
because oh wait, ma'am, I understand my mistake now, ma'am.
mm.
Ma'am, since it's in a bracket, ma'am, are we supposed to just solve the sum inside of it or to multiply with the outside numbers?
Why are we doing that? Why? Mm.
Ma'am, the first thing we're going to do, ma'am, is we're going to add the 3 and the output and as
Why?
well as the output and
My question is you're saying the first thing we wanna do is all those things that you say. I wanna know why do we first thing to do what for what are we trying to achieve?
we are trying to achieve. And
What
the
up
reason I say that is because that's normally how I solve a normal sum, ma'am.
okay. But why are we doing everything that you say we should do?
Ma'am, isn't doing it that way able, and when you do it that way, ma'am, aren't you solving the sum and finding out the output, ma'am?
Yes. So I'm saying yes to finding the output. So we are trying to get the output number. So the first statement that you need to make is to let us know why are we doing everything that you're gonna say. So basically, I wanted you to start with to get the output number, we going to do this, or to get the output number, we have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And remember, I said the main aim here is to keep it as short as possible so that it's easier for somebody to rewrite it in terms of and normal expressions in terms of numbers and variables. Okay. Boo, no, not Lucy, but Grace F.
To get the output number, you have to multiply the bracket input plus 5 by 3 times input.
Um, okay. Wait, what did you say to get what?
Ma'am, can we go back to the sum?
Mm-hmm. There you have it. F.
To calculate the output value, you have to multiply input plus 5 by 3 times input.
It. Speak slower so I can write what you're saying. You say we have to.
You have to multiply the bracket input plus 5 by 3 times input.
We have to multiply what?
The bracket input plus 5
We have to multiply bracket input plus 5 and
by 3 times x.
3 times x. We have to multiply brackets by input plus 5. Is this the correct thing?
In a way, ma'am.
It's you saying no way. Okay, Langelihle, let me write yours. What did you say again? We are on F.
Ma'am, I said we first, ma'am, for number F.
Yes, letter F.
Ma'am, may I ask you a question, ma'am?
I'm asking you a question. You can ask after.
Ma'am, you write three three x you times 3x into the bracket, then add the answer for output into the answer for 5, ma'am.
Wait,
Would
what
that
did you
give you,
what is it I don't need to do?
ma'am, we times the x, yes, the x, ma'am,
We don't
into
have
the
F,
bracket.
we have inputs and outputs.
We times the input into the numbers in the brackets. Then we add the input in the brackets to the answer for 5.
I don't know what to write. I'm confused. That means what you're saying now, it's definitely going to confuse someone. If you were to write that and give it to somebody who didn't see this, they wouldn't have an idea. Because you're saying a lot of things. And let's see. Remember, the main aim here is to keep it short, to not confuse uh, the next person, right? Busisiwe, Busisiwe. Okay, Busisiwe is no longer here. Fine. Um, let's see. You wanted to ask me a question. What was the question, Angeli?
Ma'am, I want to ask, let's see, ma'am, there was a number to replace the input, ma'am. Would it go into brackets or just be the number, ma'am?
When we are replacing, that's a different thing, right? You're asking a different question, right? That's not related to what we are doing now, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Or is it related? No. Okay.
No.
So when you're substituting a variable, you always put it in bracket. So yes, if there was x values and you're supposed to simplify this and you have been given the x values, whatever x value you would have to put it inside the brackets. So in this case, if it's 3x into x plus 5, it was going to be, let's say, for example, our x is 1. We're going to have something like this. So we're going to have open bracket, 1, close bracket, plus 5. So this is how you remove the variable. You put everything in the brackets just so you don't get confused. Okay. Guys, so this one will have to be to get output value, you have to sum or you have to add 5 to what? To the input number and then times 3 um and what? 3 at input number, right? So to get output number, you have to add 5 to the input number, then times 3 with the input number. Okay.
Ma'am, will you please repeat that, ma'am?
To get the output number, you have to add 5 to what? To x and then times 3 with um what? Times 3 with the input number. So the first thing that you need to do is to work the brackets out. So that means we're going to focus on saying whatever that's inside the brackets and then move to the next. So we have to sum the brackets first and then multiply it by 3 times that input number, which is x. So you get the sum or you add the two and then times that. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Okay, that's good. Let's move to, yeah, remember you can always redo them, these, just to get better at them. I think cannot stop or say it less that you need to do this more for you to get them right, because we definitely won't catch them at our first try, right? So we have B here. Yes, let's do B. Oh no, 3A. Yes. For each set of instruction, write the formula that provides the same information. So you have to write it in terms of words. No, sorry, it's written in words, but we have to represent it in terms of the numbers and the variables. So the first one we have multiply the input number by 10, then subtract 3 to get the output number. What are we going to do? Grace?
Y is equals to 10x minus 3.
Oh.
10x minus 3.
Yes, ma'am.
Multiply the input number by 10, then subtract 3. Okay, that is correct. And then we have B, Langelita, they say subtract 3 from the square of the input number, then multiplied by 10. Subtract 3 from the square of that and then multiply by 10.
The sum's going to be 10, open bracket, 3 plus x to the power of 2.
Say 10, open bracket,
3 plus x to the power of 2. Oh, wait, ma'am. Not supposed to be not supposed to add, it's supposed to be subtract.
like that.
Yes, ma'am.
Um, are you sure?
Oh, wait, no, ma'am. I think the exponent, ma'am, is supposed to be outside the bracket. So the full sum's going to be y equals 10, open bracket, 3 minus x, close bracket to the power of 2.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Um, Grace, do you agree with that?
No, ma'am.
Why?
Ma'am, I would say 10 bracket x squared minus 3.
Good. So, Nangileke is saying subtract 3 from the square of the input number. So we are subtracting 3 from something. So it's going to be whatever thing minus 3 because the 3 is being minused from the square of that. We said square of input number is x to the power of 2. They say minus that 3 from that. So it's going to be minus 3. We are minusing 3 from that, okay? And then what do they say? Subtract that and then multiply it by 10 and then multiply it by 10. But this is not how we're going to write it because if everything is going to multiply by 10, this is the same as this. So 10 into x to the power of 2 minus 3. Do you get it? Guys, are you able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. My phone went off and I had to quickly charge it. Okay, so that is going to be the answer for B. 10 into x to the power of 2 minus 3. And then let's go to C. C, we have multiply the square of the input number by 10 and then add 5 times the input number to get the output. Multiply the square of what? The square of input number by 10 and then add 5 times da 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 da. Um, Angelica, do you know how we're gonna do this? How we're gonna represent this?
Ma'am, number C, ma'am.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Ma'am, first we're going to write x to the power of 2 minus 10
Another trick is to work it out in sections, like bit by bit. Don't do the whole thing all at once. You may get confused. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is saying multiply the square of input number by 10. Multiply the square of input number. Multiply the square of the input number. What is the square of input number? I think we wrote it okay about it. The square of input number. What is input number? Input number is x. What is the square? It's going to be the square. And then they say, what do we have to do here? They say multiply the square of z by 10. So we are multiplying it by 10, okay? So this is it, but we cannot obviously write it as because this is long. So basically it's going to be 10x to the power of 2. And then now we're going to go here because there we just multiplied it. Now we're going to go here again. And then what do we need to do now? And then add, we're going to add. We're going to add, they say add 5 times what? I think it's 5 times something. Say, and then add 5 times the input number. 5 times the input number. We did say that input number is x, but we can't write 5 times x, so which is 5x. So basically, it's 10x to the power of 2 plus 5x. And this is going to be the correct answer. Do you get it, Langelihle?
Yes, ma'am. I believe I understand, ma'am.
Okay, and then let's look at D. So if you're working in small portions, this is subtract 7 times the square of the input number. Subtract this from, that means that the 7 times that it's going to be a negative. This subtract 7 times. We're going to subtract it. Subtract 7 times. They say from, right? So that's why I'm having this negative before. So it's 7 times what? 7 times the square of the input number. So the square of the input number is x to the power of 2. Subtract 7 times the square, the square of input, which is 7x to the power of 2 minus. And then what do they say? From what? From 100. So we're gonna have our 100 over here. Okay. And then what? And then subtract 3 to get wait. No, this is not it. and then multiply by 3 to get what? Then multiplied by 3. Then the whole thing they say multiplied by 3. Multiplied by 3, but we're not gonna write 3 that side because we can just write it here. And then this is it, equals to what? Y is equal to 3 into 100 minus 7x to the power of 2. Do you guys get it?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. And then let's look at E. E, they say add 4 to the input number and then subtract the answer from 50 to get the output number. What are we going to do? What are we going to have? Okay, Grace E.
Y is equals to bracket x plus 4 close brackets minus 50.
Y is equal to
4 plus x in brackets minus 50.
yes. So they're saying add 4. Wait, what did you say? Add 4 to the what? To the input number. You said what is it? Y.
Y is equals to bracket x plus 4 close bracket minus 50.
Correct. And then subtract the answer from 50. Then subtract answer from. Subtract the answer from. Are you still saying the answer is that?
50 minus bracket x plus 4.
Yes. So this is going to be the answer, the correct answer. So it's the answer being subtracted from that answer is this one over here. Okay. Then let's go to the last one over here. Langelitle, they say multiply the input number by 3, then subtract the answer from 15 to get the output number.
Ma'am, first you're going to write x times 3.
We're going to do what?
And we're going
Right.
to write x plus y equals x plus 3. X times 3 minus
Mm-hmm.
just give me a moment to read the second part.
Mm-hmm. Angelique,
Ma'am, if I may ask, ma'am, what does it mean by the answer?
this this is the answer.
Then we put the x times 3 in brackets, ma'am. Then we put minus 15.
So it's x what?
It will be x times 3, close brackets, minus 15.
Minus 15. So the answer is going to be multiply the input number by 3. When you're multiplying the input number by 3, you're going to get 3x, and then subtract the answer from 15. So it's going to be 15 minus 3x because we are subtracting the answer, which is the 3x. Therefore, the answer is going to be y is equal to 15 minus 3x. This is going to be your final answer. Do we have any questions before I end the lesson?
No, ma'am.
No question. That's good. Okay, guys. Enjoy the rest of your week. Maybe if you can try to take a screenshot of this and redo them. Just to get familiar with them, familiarize yourself with these, and yeah. I'll see you guys next time when we meet. Bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you.